Mox Jet here over Mana Vault and Minsc Boo. Not actually. I don't think I'm at the point where I'm taking Minsc Boo over Power, but it's a fantastic card, but it's not Power though. And of course Power keeps you open in a very nice way. It's one of the reasons why it's such a good first pick. Okay, so there is Mishra's Workshop, which is a very powerful build around. There's Shallow Grey, which I thought was removed from the queue, but it was actually Corpse Dance. Snapcast is generically good. Wasteland much less good than Strip Mine because people are not gonna play that many non-basics. This is not like Legacy. I might try the Workshop here. I already got a Mox and this is very powerful when it works. Alright, we got a new card here in Displacer Kitten. Unfortunately not a particularly good one, I don't think. There's Lurrus, can maybe be a companion Lurrus deck. The problem with that is that if you are like blue-black or blue-white, you want to have some expensive planeswalkers. And if I want to maximize the Workshop, of course Lurrus is not going to be much more than a 3/2 lifelinker that sometimes bring back things. There's Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, that's an artifact, but it's not a card that I particularly enjoy in artifact decks because you don't have that many cheap creatures. Vanillum Click is a generically good card. I think Scalding Tarn is a fine one. It's a good, one of the best, probably the best fetch land in the queue. And it may mean that we're kind of abandoning Workshop, but we could still play it in a blue-red deck as just a mana fixer. Alright, here's some Storm cards. There is also Tesseract, which is a artifact payoff. You +1, you basically find an artifact every time. You can also -4 off the turn after and drain for all your artifacts. I'm kind of interested to see how that could work out. Usually artifact decks are blue-red, but I already have Mox Jet and a Scalding Tarn could maybe fetch me something, so why not try this new Tesseract? I don't think Artifacts Reservoir is for an artifact deck necessarily, even though it is an artifact. Let's see if this ends up being good. Now there's Goblin Welder, has a lot of potential. Other than that, there is basically nothing I'm interested in, pretty much. So I'm gonna take Goblin Welder. Could be like a Grixis artifact deck, which sounds counterintuitive because you want to have a lot of artifacts for Workshop, but you can fill your deck out with a lot of artifacts and then some Grixis payoff cards, like the Reti Scrap Savant is another nice one. And with Goblin Welder you want to have some expensive artifacts to put into your graveyard somehow, like Sundering Titan. Here there is Walking Ballista or Frantic Search. I think Walking Ballista is a good one. Nice to play it on turn 1 or turn 2 with Workshop as a 2/2. It's very good against the small creature decks in the format. Frantic Search works better with Goblin Welder, but yeah. Alright, there's Sundering Titan. I'm gonna take it here. It's not inconceivable to hard cast it with Workshop, and it works with Welder. So, gotta find us a way to put it in your. Here's Bone Shards, but I don't think it's gonna wheel. And Rona. That is a way to put artifacts in my graveyard. There's also Magda, who creates artifacts, which you can weld away, maybe. So I think Boros Signet is okay, but I want them to be on color, so because I don't have infinite slots for Signets, so I'd rather have someone that are in the Grixis colors. So it's either Magda or Rona. Rona works better with Welder. It's just a better call on in a vacuum, I think, than Magda. Magda often you attack with it and it dies, and then you got a treasure. But Rona has some more potential. Trinket Mage finds me already a Mox and Ballista. I think that is enough. And then whatever I can find to do with the body is nice. Maybe I end up with a Yitte to put on Trinket Mage. Maybe it's just a random card. Like it's better than a Braid. And Sphinx of the Steel Wind as an artifact to weld in, or Underground River for mana fixing. I think right now I'm not too high on the Sphinx anyway, and I don't like the swords in this style of deck, so I might as well take the fixer here. Painful fixer, but what are you gonna do? Displacer Kitten to, I don't know, or I guess I'll take Lures. Treat it as a black card in this deck because I'm not gonna play too much white, I don't think. And I might as well take the artifact. Maybe I can Artifact Storm. Yeah, I don't know. And doesn't matter what I take. Alright, Sorcerer Spikes is a card I could see myself main decking. It is a little better than Piffing Needle because you can look at your opponent's hand, but it's not the sort of effect you don't really care how much it costs, generally speaking. Orcish Lumberjack. Alright, so there is Steam Vents as a way to make my mana work better. I already got Scalding Dawn, which could presumably get me basic island or basic mountain, but more mana fixing is okay. Yeah, it's that or like a Lightning Bolt, which is a fine card, but it's a little off what I'm trying to do here. So I guess I'll take Steam Vents and turn like any red or blue fetch land, even if it's not on the Grixis color, as a mana fixer. Oh, I got past Mox Sapphire. Okay, very nice. So, yeah. Probably was some power in that deck. Alright, now we got a decision here, because there is Dimir Signet. I want on-color mana fixing. Time Twister is good when you got a couple of Moxes, because you can power it out early and presumably you got to dump your hand. There's Ugin as a payoff, but it does not get cast by the workshop. And there is Fiery Confidence, a very powerful card. It's a sweeper or an artifact removal. I think I want to maximize my artifact though, so I'm going to take Dimir Signet, and now the test gets even more solidified. Opens up the door also for Metal Worker and Tinker to become better here. The new card, White Plume Adventure, a card that you have to like read 1,000,000 times every time. I think an off-color Signet, Worm Power Stone, then I'd rather have a card that taps for more mana. Since this divine also can work with Goblin Welder as long as you got a target in your graveyard, you can draw a card, put the trigger on the stack, weld it in, but it's not gonna happen too often, so I think I'd rather have the raw power of Worm Power Stone. I have a fetch for Divining Top, and I can find it with Trinket Mage, but it probably might wheel anyway. And Worm Power Stone helps me hard cast Sundering Titan. It makes Walking Ballista larger. Whoa, I don't want to do that. Remove my squeaky chair. I forgot to do that. So I have 4 lands, 2 Moxes. I count the Moxes as lands. So right now I only have 13 playables, but we'll hopefully change that. Suran Orb, Agent of Treachery, Birthing Pod. Well, I don't want Suran Orb, that's for sure. Raffine's Tower is a fixer, I can even fetch it up with Scalding Tarn. I do like Agent of Treachery, I'm not really sure I can make it work in this deck though. So I think I'm just gonna take another mana fixer and make that even a little better. Okay, so Force of Negation. I do have Rona, Trinket Mage, and Tesseret to pitch for it. But I think Solemn is a solid addition. It's a card so you can jump with, get it into your grave, and you can weld it. It's an artifact for everything that. Oh, Jace. I don't mind the Jace. It's another way to make Goblin Welder work. Of course, I would like another good target than Sundering Tide, but sometimes welding in Solemn is just a fine deal. Get to ramp for a land, and then if you weld again, Solemn draws your card. So I think the Welder is getting there, and here I love me a Coercive Portal, much better than Bone Crusher. This is an artifact that draws me extra cards every turn, better than Battle Skull. And it's a very nice turn to play with Workshop. So I think Workshop is slowly getting there. Looter Core works with Welder, I suppose. The alternative is to take Kenrit for some splash action. I do have a Raffine's Tower, and Kenrit is a powerful card. Now, Thespian Stage. I think I've seen Dark Depths, but it was in another pack. I guess I'll take it. I don't think Shield Breaker is super necessary. And Fiery Confluence Wheel. That's not surprising. People don't know how good this card is. It's either a sweeper or it kills a lot of artifacts. So I'm going to play it here. I think my mana is good too. And Spellseeker doesn't have any good targets. Alright, might as well take... I don't think my mana wants support Richard Port. Maybe I can board in Suranorb against Mono Red, but I'm not really sure why this card is in the queue. There is some combo with like Cursor of Crewfix and Fastbond for infinite lives, I suppose. Alright, Shard, of course, I will play that another way to make Welder work. So, looking for some other good artifacts to put in. Okay, I guess I can take another Mox. I now have all the Moxes for my colors. That's pretty amazing. I got the Grixis Mox. Cool. Winter Orb is a card I could definitely play in this deck with the help of the Moxes, so I don't care about only untapping one land. I would also love to wheel Academy, but gonna keep my eye out for that. Have we reached the point where I'm actually gonna play Wormcoil Engine? I actually think so. There's also Blood Crypt, but my mana is looking pretty solid, and Wormcoil works with Goblin Welder, Workshop, and I have a lot of Moxes and artifact lands. I think I finally found a spot where I want Wormcoil Engine. It's also Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but you know what? Maybe I'll take Fable and wheel Wormcoil, because Fable is also good with Goblin Welder. I think I could be able to wheel Wormcoil. This pack's pretty good. Noble, Emrakul, Blood Crypt, Image, Plow Under. I think I can wheel Wormcoil, hopefully. It's a little bit of a gamble, but Fable is also fantastic in this deck because it the Goblin makes artifacts, which has synergy with some cards. It loots for Welder. Alright, so now there is, I think Timeless Lotus is a little too weak. It's Consecrated Sphinx, so sort of like a replacement for Wormcoil if I don't wheel it. There is Mox Diamond. Or Crucible if I find a Strip Mine, which I'm probably not going to do. I think I'm going to take Mox Diamond. And Narset seems tough to cast with my mana, but it does find me Moxes, for example, so maybe it's fine. And Revoker is just medium, so is Bowmat Courier. So. Alright, Mishra's Bauble. Doesn't really have a... Works nice with Workshop, but it is a cheap artifact. Is it better than Preordain? That's the question. Definitely better than the Signet. I think Preordain is just a better card. I think... Not sure about that. There's the Yit I was talking about, but doesn't work with Jace. It does work with Rona and Welder and Trinket Mage, and the Goblin token. But I think I'm just gonna take Sparbreath Canal, make my mana even better. And Golos. So the problem is green, man. I can make everything except green, but I do have a Mox Diamond. It does find me Workshop. Alternative is to take Glen. I'm gonna take Golos and maybe find some way to make green mana. Shark Typhoon is a fine addition here. And I think the next pack, here's a Winter, by the way, I think I'm gonna play that card. I did not wheel Academy, but I did, or Wormcoil, but or maybe it's the next pack. I did not wheel Academy, but Blood Crypt is a fine card. Come on, Wormcoil. I really want Wormcoil here. You have to count Moxen as a spell. You can't count it as a land because you're getting rid of a land. So, oh, I did not wheel Wormcoil. Got Crucible, but don't think Crucible does much for me here. So I need 2 more playables. Oh man, the Wormcoil didn't wheel. But I think his favorite is just a much better card. So the only black card I have is Tesseret, and I have definitely good enough mana for that. I might play Bournemouth Courier actually, a cheap artifact that also I can cash in for cards later. You don't have to be aggressive to play this card. I think it's just a fine card. It's a cheap artifact that you can reload later. Take Tesseret here, I suppose. I think that is a fine card. And I guess this will be my deck. Alright, so let's see how we're gonna make the mana base work. We got a Blood Crypt, we got a Scalding Tarn, Steam Vents, Spire Bluff, Underground River, Raffine's Tower. So the only way for me to get green mana now for Golos is Mox Diamond. But that's fine, and this can give me the white. And I suppose that is it. Not going to be easy, but I still think Golos is fine. It's an artifact you can cast. You can search up Workshop, which is one of the better cards in my deck. I guess also the treasure from Fable can help with Golos. Alright, so this is a blue source. Blue, black, red. So I should... Don't want any swamps. I think 4-3 seems decent here. I only have 14 lands, but I have 3 Moxes, so that should be good. I don't want to go lower, of course. Alright, this is a good hand with the turn 1 Winter Orb or Spyglass or Rona. Probably Rona. Want to delay Winter Orb a little bit. Oh, there's the Mox of my opponent. We want to delay Winter Orb a little bit so our opponent taps out of lands, but it seems like Winter Orb's not going to do much. Fiery Confluence might though. So I think I'm gonna go Sorcerer's Spyglass on the Signet. Oh wait, it doesn't work. Okay, so it doesn't work because it doesn't stop mana abilities. Okay, well, that's up to Rona. The next turn I can Trinket Mage for another Mox, the red Mox, and then I can Fiery Confluence away some artifacts. Seems it's a good plan. And the nice thing about this deck is that I do have a little bit of a burn plan. With Fiery Confluence, Tesseret can deal some damage. Spellseeker, hopefully it's not Ancestral, but it's usually something pretty good when you get to select here. So I could be playing as like a Storm deck, or it could just be like some sort of Dimir value deck, but we shall see. If this gets High Tide, then it's becoming pretty clear what I'm up against. Although, yeah, I'm not sure a High Tide deck would play Underground River. Sometimes you have to. Opponent is in the tank, so it's probably not Ancestral. Opponent gets Dark Ritual. Okay, so I'm playing a Storm. That is almost assuredly the thing. So I still think I'm gonna go. Should loot first though. I think we can probably get rid of this winter orb, or maybe not. Just because my opponent has, or maybe shard. I guess Shartafel is the worst here. Then I'm gonna Trinket Mage for a red Mox. Ruby, and I might as well play it because discard exists and discard, and my opponent knows about it, so seems like it's a no-brainer. So the third one of Fiery Confidence probably is gonna deal 1 to every creature, kill the Spell Seeker. Because I deal 2 to my opponent, but opponent got Dark Ritual, so probably a Storm deck. Alright, let's start by looting. I think Worm Power Stone is a little too slow here. And then cast this. Destroy target artifact, 1 damage to each creature. Let's see what happens. Could be a counter spell now. Okay, so that should set my opponent back quite a lot. So right now Tesseract is a range for 4 because I have 2 artifacts, but I could even be more. So my plan is probably just to cast Tesseract next turn and +1. I could also maybe slam Windroar depending on my opponent taps out for something. Opponent missed a land drop, okay. Let's start with going Tesseract. Oh, I should probably do this first. Get rid of that. That was a little bit of me playing with some new cards I haven't played. I forgot that Planeswalkers is legendary these days. So I think this is better than making get Bowmat Courier here. Then Preordain. Bottom and bottom. I don't need lands here. And then next turn I can drain for. Actually gonna attack here because next turn I can drain for 8 to 10 depending on if I can play everything. But I was probably going off right now. Maybe it's Bolas Citadel. Mind's Desire. Seems like a little bit of a desperate Mind's Desire, but you can always get there with this card. Coligans Command. Okay, that's pretty good. And Mount. Okay, so my opponent got a Coligans Command. Acceptable. Not gonna hurt me too badly. It's gonna slow me down a little bit. This is all fine. So my opponent destroyed an artifact and killed my 2/2. Okay. Fable is cool. So now I probably want a Winter Orb though. Let's start by looting, I think. Can probably get rid of this Spyglass now. Doesn't seem like it does much. And +1. Golos. Winter Orb. Fable. And Winter Orb should be pretty backbreaking here. Right now... Oh, time twist. Okay. Well, it's not the end of the world, because I still have Wind Orb in play. And on top of my island here, discard tower and probably Solemn. Seems a little slow. So let's see here. Workshop 3 Mox. Cost Ballista for 3. Then I'm gonna attack for 3 and drain with Tesseret. Magnus 4. That was a drain for 6. So I'm playing against Storm. Which is a good sign. I think I want Venser to like bounce a important permanent. It doesn't seem like Sorcerer's Spyglass does much. Because it doesn't stop mana abilities, so it doesn't stop any of the mana cards, and I mean I could randomly get like a Bola Citadel, Yogurt's Bargain, Necropotence if these cards are even good, but this usually doesn't do much against Storm. Memory R maybe. It's very poor against Storm usually. Other than that, most cards seems good. And Storm does lose to itself a lot of the time. I like the fact that I have a lot of artifact removal with Fire Confluence. I can even weld my opponent's artifact sometimes if my opponent's got a dead artifact in the yard, like a Everflowing Chalice or something. Yeah. I could also board in Suran Orb if my opponent is on the Tendrils plan, but that seems like a little ambitious. Because what if my opponent is on the Brain Freeze plan? I'm gonna keep this. I don't have any Moxes, but I have some good cards, like Winter Orb. Alright, I'm gonna preordain here. Alright, these are fine cards, but they are kind of slow. I'm gonna ship them both, I think. Tesseret I might have wanted to keep, but it's pretty slow. I want some more direct cards here. Alright, I guess I'll play Ballista for 1. Get the train rolling here. I want my opponent to tap out before I play Winter Orb. Spellseeker, okay. Opponent does not have black mana currently. Anamorphose, okay. Rona. Do I want to play that over Winter Orb? No, I think I want Winter Orb in play. Pay 2 life here. Opponent does not have lands. That is unfortunate for my opponent. Very hard to play Storm without lands. So I could play Rona or I could wait a turn and test it. I think I'd rather not do anything and cast Tesseract next turn. I think Tesseract is going to be awesome. You can like get a... I think Worm Power Stone is a good one with Winter Orb in play. So yeah, let's cast Tesseract here. Gonna minus X for free, get a Worm Power Stone. Probably. Yeah. Because I can also untap Worm Power Stone with Tesseract if Tesseract survives, which it probably should. And then I have a ton of mana. Opponent could have Kolaghan's Command with the help of Mana Morphos. That would be a little bit of a blowout. But of course, what are you going to do? Moxen, okay. Kolaghan's Command 2 to Tesseract, destroy one Power Stone. But that would tap my opponent some lands, so that would be acceptable. Okay, are we going off now though? Ball Ritual. Could be. Better go off this turn, otherwise this Wind Orb's gonna be very annoying for my opponent. Could be a Bola Citadel maybe. That's a way to get around Wind Orb. Know about Mana Morphos. Could be an upheaval, that would be kind of interesting. Mine's Desire will be for free. I don't think that's something I'm particularly worried about. Unless there is some more mana production forehand, like Frantic Search. Storm is hard, you often lose to yourself. So, if I get to do everything I want next turn, I get to untap one land, play a land, so that's 2. I then can untap Worm Power Stone with Tesseract, so I have 4 mana. Probably gonna just play Cursive Portal. Depends also what I draw. And of course, what my opponent plays here. Oh, this Man's Desire for free, okay. See if it's better. Oh, for 4. Cabal, Mana Morphos. Oh, Moxen, okay. Mantania, not so good. Spin the Wheel, Suspicious Stowaway. That's a card I can just kill with Walking Ballista. Land and land. Okay, that's the problem with Mind's Desire. I mean, it usually isn't this bad, but it often doesn't do what you want. Okay, so now I feel like I'm in awesome shape. Untap that. Okay. Alright. Well, up to 2. So wait. Tap for mana. Oh yeah, I have 6 mana, of course. 4. Cursive Portal. And Rona, I guess that's better than not. And I can kill Stowaway on demand, but I don't need to do it now. I don't think a Storm Deck's gonna play too many tricks. It's a nice thing about playing Cube, you don't have to worry about combat tricks. So this is more my opponent's deck losing to itself than my deck being awesome, but that's why I don't like Storm too much. But it's fun, but yeah, let's just kill that. And might hardcast Strike Typhoon, or I might cycle it. My opponent is still at 20 though, so... I think one of the absolute best cards my opponent could have here is like Shelldock Island and find something awesome. But other than that, it's so hard for Storm to operate with low mana. Okay, Incinerate Tesseract, okay. Tesseract is now gone. Did good job though. It found me Worm Power Stone and it added 2 extra mana. Always say homage basically. Got a Mox and a land. Okay, so let's start by looting. I have no Planeswalkers to defend anyway. So many Moxes. Alright, let's rid of that. Play a land and just play some Moxes so I can cycle Shark Typhoon for the max, which is in this instance free. Yes, I have 3 Moxes. Opponent didn't even care to attack, or it's actually for 4. It's just cycle for the max. I have a lot of mana anyway. And this is a faster clock. Okay, that I don't think I have too many. I have Bomat Courier basically. But with all these Moxes, I don't really care too much about tapping my lands. Finn's Tower and Underground River, okay. Loot, I could transform at some point. Oh, Goblin Welder with nothing exciting in my graveyard, but that's okay. Get Mage 4. I could also get like a Mox, but I think Bomat Courier is better here. And I'm not gonna attack right now. I might attack next turn, but play that. Play that. And got a lot of permanents in play. Was up to 5 mana. Oh, so that's a drain 4, 5, 6. Even cast Sundering Titan 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't really cast Sundering just yet, but what I can do is loot it away and then I can weld it in. So let's see, tap that for... Now can I just get rid of Goblin Welder? And this should be game. Now I get to blow up 2 of my opponent's lands. Why can't I shoot? Oh, Spire Bluff, okay. Have to get rid of Blood Crypt, but that's okay. I'm playing a little loose right now, but it's what it is. I'm gonna plus and set up the drain next turn. My opponent has access to 4 mana plus the lander for a turn. And couldn't do anything last turn, so probably can't do it now either. Brainstorm. Desperation Brainstorm, I think. What is tanking here? Yorgmoth's Will. And a Mox. Okay. If you can get to Cabal Ritual, that's powerful, but running out of resources though. I mean, Mountain here is... A Brainstorm here is that's not gonna work. Probably a Manamorph... Oh, we can go Manamorphose into Cabal Ritual. And still have... Okay, do you still have Trestle at that point? Actually, no, so that's unfortunate. Oh, there is Brain Freeze. Oh, I guess I'm dead. Yeah. I guess I flew too close to the sun. Wait, do I have anything in upkeep with Goblin Welder? I don't think so. Exactly lethal. So... I guess I flew too close to the sun, huh? Yeah, alright. We did lose to that. Alright, I don't think I have any Eldrasis though. I still don't think Spyglass does much. Yeah, alright. Fortunately gonna have to mulligan this. Alright, this is much better. I got to cast a turn 1 Narset, I think. I have to, yeah. So I think what I ship here is I think Mox Diamond can go. It's not the card I need right here. Of course I could wait a turn and then cast turn 1 Power Stone, but -4 Purity. Okay, put Wenser on the bottom. Turn 1 Narset. It houses Brainstorm, by the way. Sapphire, okay. And Signet, okay. Fiery Confluence would be good at some point. Maybe not now. Might as well plus... Yes, now it dies to cold against command, but there's a Fiery Confluence. So now I just need to find red. So I should probably Solemn before Preordain in case I want to keep both cards. Let's go Workshop into Solemn. And let's say I see red source on a fantastic card. I may want to keep both, so that's where I should do this beforehand. Then Preordain. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep Cursive Portal, it's just too good. Yes, I got killed by Brain Freeze last game, but this is gonna dig me a lot. So I want red source pretty soon, but I think I'll take a Cursive Portal for the moment. should have some turns here. Hopefully. Opponent did not seem super fast, but what has some interactive cards? I'm up. Okay, Colligan's Command, destroy an artifact, destroy Narset. Okay, that's fine. Narset did a good job. Oh, there's red source. Okay, so I'm just gonna attack. And I'm not gonna get greedy and wait for a third artifact. I could destroy Solemn to draw a card, but I kind of want to keep a clock in play. And Cursive Portal at some point is going to draw me more cards. Hopefully. Opponent now doesn't have blue. Chandra. Okay. That does make me even happier I kept Solemn, because now I can pressure Solemn. I can pressure Chandra, I should say. Oh, that was a good draw, I think. So that's like Chandra down to 3. I'm gonna play my artifacts then. Play Cursive Portal and hopefully backbreaking Winter Orb. This should be pretty good. So this can flashback like an Yawgmoth's Will, maybe? Brainstorms. There's blue, man. Okay. I'm only pacing Chandra with 1 every turn if my opponent puts the loyalty, but... Alright, let's vote for Homage. Goblin Welder is an interesting draw. I'm gonna keep attacking Chandra. I think getting rid of that is gonna be important. Okay, Welder. And I have to now take Pain to cast blue spells, but that's okay. My opponent was on the Brain Freeze plan. So I can transform that next turn and either attack my opponent or kill Chandra. Somewhat tempted to do that. Could also weld in stuff, including my opponent's things, if something comes up. Okay, my opponent gets to recast Colligan's Command. Fair enough. I couldn't stop that anyway. Probably have to kill Winter Orb here though. I mean, if you're gonna cast Colligan's Command, you almost have to kill Winter Orb. Otherwise, you're not gonna have any mana. Yeah, destroys Cursive Portal and Moxen. That's a bold play. Now you're in Winter Orb lock. And I'm gonna flip Rona probably. Untap. Yeah, I don't think my life total matters too much. Ooh. I can't cast that though. So if I flip Rona, attack for 7, put my opponent to 9. And with a Goblin, I should probably just try to kill my opponent. 6. Yeah, I like this. I mean, what? Sometimes weird to use that. So now my opponent is on a very short clock, and also means that maybe like an untapped shock land is gonna shorten the clock even more. And untap that. that one turn. With 3 mana. It's not impossible, but it's gonna be tough, I think. Cabal Ritual is not on. Yogmoth's Will doesn't do anything. So I said last time that there was a Desperation Brainstorm, then my opponent just killed me, so I should probably not say too much here. Turn 1 Narset. Alright. Definitely keeping. Turn 1 I can go Preordain and Goblin Welder. Assuming the Preordain doesn't find me anything better. And I'm gonna have turn 3 Fiery Confluence, turn 4 Test. Just surveying the scene here. And I can have a turn 2 Fabled. Okay, Narset's probably pretty good. Tesseret I can't cast. I guess I'll I already have a good turn to play, but Narset can find me like... I think I'm gonna keep Narset just because it often is very good against blue decks. So it's sort of like a hedge. Yes, it's not a land, but Fable can sort of act like a land sometimes, in that the Goblin makes treasures. And you can loot for lands. Okay, so there's a land, sort of. I think I'm gonna lead with Fable. Because then if I find like a Sundering Titan next turn, I can just weld it in. Equal attack. Some arguments to keep Goblin Well untapped if my opponent puts, I don't know, tinkers away this for something, but probably seems unlikely. Time Walk, that's a good card. But it looks like it's mostly an Explorer in this game. There are ways to rebuy it, of course. Mind Twist would be annoying. Okay, so Ursa. Okay. I did not find Sundering Titan, but that's okay. I'm gonna get rid of... Maybe I get rid of Tesseret. It seems like it's pretty slow here, and I can also get rid of Dimir Signet. Yeah, it seems good. Winter Orb is pretty good too. So start by attacking. I think I want to trade here, but then I was sort of hoping for that, because now if I play Narset, it's protected. So let's like that. It's more protected from my opponent's creatures, I should say. If I wanted hadn't blocked, there's a Mox even. Okay, nice. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna play a Winter Orb here. I don't really see it hurt. I could also weld away the Winter Orb. Okay, during my opponent's turn if I wanted to untap my lands. Alright, so looks like not a Storm deck, probably. So what does I don't think Spyglass does anything against Ursa. But Venser is kind of good against like Ursa, can bounce a token. Alright, I'll wait to board in that though. Turn 1 Winter Orb. Doesn't seem great, but this hand has a lot of potential. Does not have black mana though, but I'm gonna keep just because any expensive artifact is awesome. Any like Signet or Mana Fix can help me cast Tesseract soon too. And Winter Orb's probably gonna do something. My opponent also has not the fastest deck. Oh, Ancestral. Okay, well, that's a way to get out of a mulligan, I guess. I'm not gonna play Winter Orb here. It doesn't do anything. But my opponent has Ancestral and Time Walk. That's a pretty good deck. Pretty good deck. It's still unclear what exactly. Oh, and a Mox. My opponent's deck might be more sick than mine. Got Mox, Ancestral, Time Walk. That is. And Saheeli. Okay, so Spyglass probably. I'm not sure Spyglass does much against that, but it does stop the minusing. Alright, let's cast Trinket Mage. Force. Could get Ballista to play with Workshop. Or I can get Black Mox to cast Tesseract. I think Black Mox is more important here than casting a Ballista, which is gonna have a very hard time dealing with Saheeli anyway. Problem is that if this creates a lot of servos, then Tesser's gonna be in danger, but don't have flying at least. And Tesser's plus Time Walk. Not much I can do about this. This is just out of control. But I guess I can't say much. I have 3 Moxes in my deck, but Mox Ancestral plus Time Walk is a pretty good foundation, I want to say. And pretty good with Saheeli. All those cards trigger Saheeli. Cursive Portal. Okay, that's not a card that seems backbreaking. It's very good, but it's not like unbeatable. That could have been a lot worse. So I think I want to lead with Tesseract, because I may want to cast an artifact off Workshop, so I don't know what kind of land I'm going to make this turn. Could also just play Winter Orb, I guess. Force of Negation, pitching Tesseract, okay. So I don't think Winter Orb is that good here, because my opponent's got already board advantage, and yeah, so I think I should just start preordaining and find something. Bottom. Jace is good, but it's very slow. Guess it's probably better than a random card. Not attacking, of course. Alright. So Tesseract means I probably want to keep Sorcerer's Spyglass, even though I have Tesseract on my own. It could be spot where my opponent has Tesseract and I do not. So get the look at your opponent's hand as well. And my opponent might have more Planeswalkers, you never know, like Ace of Mind Sculptor. Yeah, Time Walk and Saheeli is a very good combo, because Time Walk triggers Saheeli and you can like build up a board of servos and attack. Maybe even copy something. Feeding Spider, stealing a Mox, okay. I will say that Walking Ballista seems like a good card against my opponent though. Yeah, Workshop. Okay, Do I even play Wind Orb here? It seems like it hurts me more than it hurts my opponent. I don't think so. I don't think Wind Orb in this spot is particularly good. It might just be bad period against my opponent. So maybe I should take it out and bring in like Venser. Venser's pretty good against Thieving Style because you can bounce the artifact it steals and get it back. So start by looting here. I think I get rid of. I think I get rid of Workshop, and then I'm gonna play Mox Diamond to put another card in my graveyard for Jace. Play land and go. Because I might wanna flip Jace. Five, 6, 7. Whatever this is probably gonna win the game for my opponent. Could be a Cycle Shark. Yeah, that's pretty good. We have almost a similar deck, except my opponent's got Ancestral Time Walk and a Mox, and I got 3 Mox. So I think I like my opponent's chances in that case because I'm gonna flood out some amount of the time, whereas my opponent has these awesome cards. So attack for 7, and so I guess Fiery Confluence does not get me out of this anymore. Fiery Confluence could have killed all these 1-toughness creatures and Cursive Portal, but now my opponent has a 5/5 flyer, so I'm gonna need Fiery Confluence plus something. Factor of Fiction. Okay. Alright. So my opponent's playing Vintage or what? How is this even possible? Ancestral Time Walk, Soldering, and a Mox. Alright, I guess. Alright, let's go to another game here. Can't beat that. I think. Yeah, I was drawing nothing. Alright, so it's hard to see how I can sideboard against this, but I think Wind Orb can go. It's bad when your opponent's got all these, you know, mana. Maybe I should put in the Scarab card. My opponent has Force of Negation, Feeling Skydive, a bunch of stuff. Maybe my opponent is soft to the Scarab god. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try Scarab god. Okay, so here's where things are a little awkward. I do not have a second natural mana source. I can turn on Spyglass, but it doesn't help me with these cards. Now if I draw any land, it's great, but I think I have to mulligan, unfortunately. This is better, not great, but I think I'm gonna put Summoning Titan on the bottom. Here, my game plan here is to turn 2 Trinket Mage for a Mox, then actually, yeah, and then Tesseret and go aggro with that. So okay, so now I kind of wish I kept Summoning Titan, but I also don't have a way to put it in my graveyard. I'll go ahead and get me a blue Mox here because I have some double blue cards, one including in my hand. I think I just play it. I mean, cards like Grixis exist. Yeah, I mean, I can't really beat a deck like this with Sol Ring, Mox, Ancestral, Time Walk. It's just kind of ludicrous. So okay, is this Fire Ice? Like ice? Pestermite. Okay, so I cannot cast this turn. I might as well attack and okay, play Welder and never know. Welder might do some stuff. I have shuffled Sundering Titan back in my deck. I wish I kept it, but at the time it was probably correct play. Spell Seeker. I can get Time Walk. Yep. I think I'm going to cycle Shark Typhoon here. Tesseret. Alright, my opponent is repping 15 damage next turn, so I should probably cycle this so can dink down Tesseret a little bit. Alright, Golos is not the worst. I think I'll play it. It also plays around Force of Negation. Go ahead and get, I think, Graffine's Tower. That way I'm only 1 mana away from activating Golos. Right now Mishra's Workshop doesn't do much. And attack down Tesseret for 1, preventing the ultimate at least. Also makes it hard for my opponent to search up something huge, like a 5-drop. Alright. So now Tesseret can make 4 5/5s. And Factor Fiction. I think Remand. I think I'll do it like this. I don't think any of the cards matter too much except Cursive Portal. Remand is a card I can fight through, whereas Cursive Portal just draws my opponent extra cards. Yeah, so my opponent took Cursive Portal. And because if Remand... Right. Cursive Portal, opponent draw an extra card every turn. I'm 1 color away from activating goals. I need Mox Diamond plus a land, which is hard, but Not impossible. Okay, let's cast Tesseret. See if it resolves. I've only got one card, so okay. So I can't minus for Mox Diamond because I would have to get rid of it immediately. But I can search up my own Cursive Portal. Right now my opponent is threatening to ultimate Tesseret. But I can attack it. It puts it out of range for that. So I should probably... Nothing for -3 seems particularly amazing. Yeah, I should probably just -4 here. For Cursive Portal, then I can attack Tesseret with, I think, everything, because right now Goblin Welder doesn't do much. And I don't want to jump Golos and... Okay. I'll hold off for the Demusing it for now, because I have Rona in my deck. Whoa! Opponent just conceded. I guess my opponent had nothing. Wow, didn't expect to win that. Alright, solid hand here. No power, but maybe Preordain can find me that, and I got some good free drops. I can also cycle Shard Typhoon on turn 2. But this Preordain is gonna highly prioritize finding a Mox here. Source with Spyglass. Alright. So, Mountain or Rona. I mean, Rona is nice, but I already got the turn 2 play. So I think both on the bottom. It's a little not obvious, but I think, yeah. I also don't have any. I already have discard outlet in Fable. I could argue that I should have kept Rona there, but okay. Probably not gonna get that with Sorcerer's Spyglass, but we shall see. Alright, there's a Goblin Welder. But right now I don't have any big artifacts to put onto the my opponent should probably respond with sacking out Tribular. No? Garruk, Wild Speaker, Omnath, Worldly Tutor 4. So I could either name Sakura Tribuilder or Garruk. I think I'm gonna name Sakura Tribuilder actually. Because that finds my opponent mana for Omnath. So even though I can name Garruk, then my opponent can sack a land and get land and play Omnath, and that would be bad for me. So my opponent should definitely have responded, but I think if I name Garruk, my opponent just plays Omnath and I'm in a world of trouble. Forest, okay. And now if my opponent has Worldly Tutor, misses a land drop. So that's not the big deal. So I can Steam Vents untapped, or I can Scalding Tome for Blood Crypt. I want to get my black mana here though. Wanted to drew and something to play here. No. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I could also play Narset to play around my opponent top taking a land for Omnath, because then my opponent doesn't get to draw an extra card. Getting Fable into play seems important, but I think yeah, Narset takes a lot of the sting out of Omnath. I can maybe find a red Mox here. Play Goblin Welder. Okay, Mox Diamond isn't bad. I think I'm gonna actually play it. Opponent doesn't seem to have a disenchant effect in hand. And I can play Goblin Welder and can even at some point when Sorcerer Spyglass has outlived its usefulness, welded in for something in my graveyard as well. Okay. Okay, there's a land, but since my opponent doesn't have Omnath, he plays a little less scary. That card plus Omnath is pretty sick though. Alright. So if my opponent has Omnath, at least my opponent doesn't get to draw an extra card. And right now it doesn't have any lands in hand. So plays Garruk makes sense. I'll make a beast here to pressure Narset. And should attack Narset here, I think. Question is, do I block? Why wouldn't you? Yeah. I don't want to lose Goblin Welder that easily. Goblin Welder has a lot of potential, you know. Right. Fiery Confluence, huh? Does not deal with Planeswalkers. Fortunately, only opponents. And my opponent doesn't have any artifacts, so it doesn't do much here. So the question is, do I activate Narset, or do I play Cursive Portal, or I have a lot of options here. Could sweep the board, but that doesn't seem great. Fable makes a 2/2. Yeah, I think Fable is the play here. And then I can discard Cursive Portal and weld it in if I want to. I might have to give up Narset here. Let's say my opponent attacks it with a beast, and I'm not super high on sacrificing a shaman, but we shall see. It's getting a little bit untenable to do that. Okay, Worldly Tutor in upkeep, okay. Get like a Rex Sage, get rid of Fable maybe, but Acidic Slime, that seems... Oh, you can cast it with Garruk, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But you can't... The nice thing about Fable is that it's hard to like completely blow it up with one card. So let's say my opponent slimes the Fable. I still keep the Goblin token, you know. And my opponent did spend a card on Worldly Tutor. Had to give up the draw step. I mean, I don't see my opponent sliming a land here either. But I suppose you could. Sliming Mox Diamond is... Yeah, so my opponent got rid of Fable. Fair enough. And... probably attacks Narset here. So I could double block here. Losing Welder, but Welder doesn't even have any good targets. Yeah, I should probably just double block here. Because my opponent got rid of Fable, Welder doesn't do much anymore. This gives me another activation of Narset if I want to. Opponent has Omnath and Unknown card in hand. Right, there's a land, so now what? I can... So I could save Narset with like a Cycled Shark Typhoon, but it seems... I think I'm just gonna minus Narset here. Find something. Yes, my opponent gets to draw a card with Omnath, but... Power Stone, okay. Better than nothing, I guess. And... yeah, I think it's time to cast Cursive Portal here and play a Blood Crypt and maybe fire or Confluence away some amount of the board. Opponent has now unlocked Omnath, but it's unclear how it's gonna be much more than a 4/4 that draws a card. Alright. My opponent briberies me for Sundering Titan. Okay. Oh man, well that's game. I can't beat that. Alright, so opponent puts me down to 1 land. I think I may want Venser against that. And take out like maybe Winthrop isn't that good against the ramp deck. Alright. So yeah, I think I can maybe hardcast Sundering Titan in a not too distant future with this hand. I'm gonna chill on the Mox Diamond for a while though. I'm gonna lead with the Signet. I'm probably just 1 workshop away from casting it very soon. Alright. 3. Of course, a Portal would be great too. Oh, that's a good work draw too. Yeah, I don't think there is much reason to play Mox Diamond here. You can just Fable it away. Just seems like I wasted a land for no reason. That was a good draw though. And the Goblin should presumably give me some treasures to help cast Sundering Titan. And if you get Kiki Jiki and Sundering Titan going, your opponent's probably just dead to the 7/10s attacking every turn, but also blow up a lot of lands. I might also get rid of the Spyglass. Seems like I'd rather have something else. Alright. Spire Bluff. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of Mox Diamond for sure. And I'll probably get rid of the Spyglass. I want to keep a land here. So right now I have 5 mana going up to 6. This is pretty nice. I can attack, pass the turn with Venser. And next turn if I draw a land, I can even hardcast Sundering Titan. I can also cycle Shark Typhoon for free if my opponent does nothing. All in all, this is looking very good. Also my opponent's Briar is sort of not gonna do much here, because I already have Sundering Titan in my hand. Fortunately I can't Fable Venser, but because Venser is a legend. End of turn. Okay, I'm not gonna Venser that. I might as well just Venser whatever my opponent gets if it's relevant. I don't like Worldly Tutor that much, it's a card disadvantage, but whatever, it's fine in a it's just a toolbox card, but I'd rather have something like Green Sun Scene. Green Sun Scene can do most of the work without losing your card. I like Worldly Tutor if I'm like some all-in combo with Vampire, Hexmage, Dark Depths. Then you can get Hexmage, or if you don't have the Dark Depths you can get like Elvish Claim. I can't attempt to just Venser this to slow my opponent down. I'm gonna Venser that, slow my opponent down a little bit, just because my opponent did get Tribal with Worldly Tutor, so presumably it's an important card for my opponent. You generally want to Venser more expensive cards, but oh, Tesseract can actually represent lethal pretty soon. Right now it's attacking for 15. Yeah, I like it. Sacred Travel is a champ block, but I could also Reflection one of the art creatures I copy, I think. So my opponent's got 1 turn. Otherwise, Venser is coming. Tesseract is ultimated. And if my opponent deals with that, I still have Sundering Titan. So it's going to be hard for me to lose this game, I think. Tesseract. I mean, there are also some arguments for minusing, but why? I mean, this is lethal next turn. The argument for minusing is that my opponent will somehow deal with Tesseract, but it's unlikely. Then I would have something in play, but since I already have Sundering Titan, I shouldn't be too concerned about that. So Sacred Tribe is 1 champer, but I'm gonna get 4 5/5 plus my board, so my opponent takes, as it stands, 21. So this should be game. There's no stifle in the cube. Making treasures into 5/5. I haven't done that before. Alright, my opponent figured it out. Alright, so there's a game where Fable of the Mirror Breaker did its thing. think I like this setup. Maybe I should have even main decked Venser. I mean, it is a good card. I just felt that it was a little off theme for my deck, but alright, turn 2 Fable. Turn 3 Tesseract Seeker. This Tesserat's been better than I thought. I also almost lost to that today with my opponent's busted deck, but I usually don't like this card, but that's done some work here. No 1-drop Mana Accelerant. Good for me. I'm gonna go 1-drop Accelerant though. Yet into Signet. I hope my opponent doesn't randomly counter my Fable. Then my hand sort of falls apart, but even then I could still play a turn 3 Tesseract. So maybe that's not even true, but I want this Fable to loot me away some lands here. And a card I also don't want, a little scared of, is Bribery, but right now I can't even do anything about Bribery, so I shouldn't really worry about it. I mean, sometimes you can play around Sundering Titan a little bit by not fetching the lands, but here I kind of have to. Oh, Time Walk, okay. Well, Explore, but does speed up my opponent a little bit. Also, my opponent may have some recursion for that, like Snapcaster, Regrowth. But yeah, one concession I could make to Sundering Titan getting Bribered up is to Scalding Tarn for a basic mountain, because I generally want a Scalding Tarn for like Blood Crypt, but here I already have my opponent costs Divination, by the way. Here I already have black mana with the Signet, so I kind of don't want to get wrecked totally by Sundering Titan. So if I fetch up a mountain, my opponent can't blow up like Mountain, Blood Crypt, Island. But we shall see. Oh, sure, of course. Alright. So should I get Blood Crypt or... I think my opponent's gonna not blow up my Signet, is my prediction. And I have also Mox yet, so yeah, I should get basic mountain here. There's also Wasteland. So I think you just go Fable here. Fable of the Mirror Breaker in all formats. Standard, Historic, Explorer, Legacy probably. Maybe even Vintage. And yeah. Of course, this is Vintage Cube, so a number of scary things can happen. My opponent did just draw 2 cards with Muldrifter. Cradle. That's a card I can lead to blowout sometimes, but right now my opponent doesn't have any creatures. So. Alright, so what do I get rid of here? Okay, Sundering Titan. Okay, that's a relief. I kind of... Now my opponent can't Bribery for that. So, I think I should probably get rid of Sundering Titan. I think a land and a Sundering seems like the good cards to get rid of, because I do have Goblin Welder, and right now I'm pretty far away from casting Sundering Titan, and it also kind of hurts me blowing up that mountain. Alright, let's start by attacking. And unlucky, says one. Yeah. Yes. Maybe he means that he can't Bribery for Sundering anymore. Alright, so now I can't rep Lethal, but what I can do is Tesseract, untap, cast Shard, of course. Seems better than just randomly searching for something here. I was sort of taking out the loss in advance, but it's not. This is vintage cube. A lot of things can still happen. So I'm repping 17 next turn. Sharkos not having to discard. One says he drafted a pile. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't call it looks bad. It's Worldly Tutor, but maybe my opponent has some combo. So Fire Confluence means that I have lethal next turn, by the way, I just realized, because that's 6 to the face. Alright. Actually have 21 damage in hand. Alright, that was a good ride. I managed to free OP, winning all my games with 2-1, so it was closer than it looked, but it's a nice one. Opening 3 Moxes helps, although to be fair, all my opponents played power as well.